Namaste, Namaskar, good morning and good evening, my dear friends and my dear brothers, my dear sisters. Hope you had a good Independence Day celebration. What a joy it is to enjoy this freedom, enjoy the democracy that we have in our country. And whichever country you belong, if you're in a democratic country, you're blessed. All right. Once again, a warm welcome. Yet another day, yet another topic. But before we get into the topic, I want to once again remind the objective of these motivational sessions are to build people as overcomers. It's very, very important to understand that the more you overcome, the more you grow stronger. The more you grow stronger, you're able to march ahead in your life. You will not be stagnant. A lot of people are able to witness stagnancy. I'm not growing, I'm not marching ahead, I'm not getting promotion, I'm not getting a new job, I'm just feeling that I'm stuck, I'm just feeling that I'm marching backward in my life. All these things, I'm having a very static life. I was feeling that I'm so mechanical, I'm not dynamic. They have so many complaints, but the underlying factors they've not understood, they've not learned to overcome. Something is a blocker, something is a hurdle, something is a hustle, something is a riddle, something is a puzzle. You need to find solution, and finding solution is nothing but you're finding ways to overcome. The moment you find a solution, you will never be quiet. You will be working upon it, you will be implementing that solution. But where people don't step forward is they don't even step forward to find the solution. you know Finding the solution doesn't mean your problem is fixed. No, you got to implement the solution in stages, and gradually. It's a process, right? And gradually, over a period of time, you will see the progress, right? You will see the results churning out, and ultimately you will see that you're delivered from that bondage or from that problem. All right. That's exactly what we are trying to instigate. We are planting pointers in your brains and your mind and your heart, and therefore you're able to use this and apply to various situations in our that we come across in our lives. We all have different problems in our lives. Some of our problems may be similar, some of our problems may be different, but we all have one thing in common: we will have problems. And how do we solve it? That's where we need to focus. All right. A warm welcome again. Today's topic, the title of today's topic would be Your Thought is Your Freedom. It may be a little complicated title to understand. Where your freedom lies, if you are able to express your thoughts, if you are able to have the freedom of expression as far as your thoughts are concerned. Now, let me what to say, talk about the underlying principles of this expressions of your thoughts. What is the underlying principle? Underlying principle is you should not be an introvert. If you are an introvert by birth, you can't do much about it. I understand. For example, I used to be a very shy person. I won't be able to handle crowds. I won't be able to handle the elders. When they walk inside my home, I run inside the kitchen and hide under the dining table, because those days we had only one dining table. That's it, or another cot was there, or you will find either me under the dining table or under the cot. So nobody taught me, nobody helped me, and nobody guided me to groom in that area where I could handle this shyness. But there came a moment in my life where I have to move away from my hometown for the sake of profession, right? And I came to Bangalore at a very young age, the age of 22. I was not even 23. So I came and I didn't have any other choice. Even my parents could not help much because they were employed in at my hometown and they could not come with me. They came and dropped me and they went off. And I was living with a couple of roommates who were not well known to me either. So I learned everything through difficult times, through practices, through errors, mistakes, and failures. But ultimately, in the process of learning so many things, I was able to break this factor called as shyness. Because why? The situation forces, the need arises where I can never be shy. Because if I'm going to be shy, I don't get what I want. And how do I survive? So at times what happens is there is a need that will push us to the front and we learn things, right? So I'm talking about introverts. Being introversial, you can never say that I'm an introvert by birth and I'm going to live like that until death. Now that's a wrong idea. That's not the fact, that's not the truth for sure. And why it is important not to be an introvert, we have already covered in another session. You can be introverts, but then there are areas, there are situations, there are moments in our lives where you have to open up your mouth. And before opening up your mouth, you have to open up your thoughts. Your thoughts are all here, hidden inside the brains. And many people don't even scan their brains. And the more you scan your brains, the more you find the thoughts, lingering at every corner of your brain. Now you got to collate, you got to articulate, you got to bring it out. That's a different art. That's called as communication. That's called as the mode of communication is vocal communication. How to express, presentation skills. A lot of things are there, about which also we spoke in other sessions. You may want to go through the videos. If you want an exclusive training on that, I can help you. No issues about that. Okay, but expression is totally different. No, I'm not even getting into that. But you refraining from expressing your thoughts is almost a crime. Yeah, and that crime you're committing against whom? You're committing against yourself. It's your freedom, it's your rights to express your thoughts. And especially many of us are working in corporate world, right? Especially when there happens to be team meetings and coffee talks, town hall, they call it as town hall these days, where there are 350 people and all that. You literally want to ask a question and nobody asks that question, but we refrain from raising hands. Why? Because the remaining 349 people are watching me. Why you have that? And what is that called as? It could be called as fear, shyness, introversion attitude, or it could be anything. It is basically fear. What will others think of me? What if my question is a stupid question? Everybody laughs at me, everybody mocks me, they will call me by some nickname and all that. Don't be worried. Be very clear about this one statement: no question is a bad question. In other words, no question is a stupid question. You want to ask a question because you have a need to ask a question, and that's your right. And no one can say, how can you ask a question? Then why are you can ask them, then why are you conducting a town hall? Then why are you conducting a coffee talk? Why are you conducting a forum where you're inviting all the people? Yeah, if it were to be monologue, then give us a recording session and we will view that virtually. And no company does that, right? Company leaders, they really get disappointed when people don't open up, because the strength of opening up what is in your mind and heart is it will bring out everything that is inside you. There could be some stupid ideas, there could be some brilliant ideas, there could be some situations that are not yet brought to visibility. Very, very important that you open up your thoughts. Therefore, people get to understand what is that you're thinking, what is your position, what is that you want. Crying baby gets milk. We all know that, right? That is not only applicable to babies, that is very much applicable to everyone of every age group. You and I need to understand this very, very clearly, that the more you are vocal, the more you are able to express, the more you are able to pour out your thoughts, you are definitely holding your position much stronger, regardless of whatever may be your profession, whatever may be your role, whatever may be your responsibility. This is one common underlying principle, that all of us need to be vocal and open enough. Now there are two three things we are going to talk, and with that we will close. What are the do's and don'ts in opening up the thoughts and expressions? To whom do we open up the thoughts? These are the only two things I want to talk. What are the do's and don'ts? The do's and don'ts are very, very simple. Do not open up your mouth when you know that you should not open up your mouth in such a forum, or to such a person. You need to pick the right candidate to open up your thoughts. In other words, you can't pour out your emotions and anger towards a wrong person. Probably you had a fight with your wife and you are driving. A pedestrian by mistake he crossed by. He did not even look at you. You give a long honk and you lower the window and you put your head outside. Hey, you idiot fellow, and all that. You start screaming. But actually, you're angry with your wife, and that anger you are showing towards a wrong person. What if that guy is some rogue? He's going to bring 20 rascals along with him, and they're going to thrash you and throw you into a trench. Your life will be over with that. We can't be so stupid in the name of being vocal, in the name of expressing anything and everything that I want to, but you are talking to a wrong person. You are in a wrong channel. You're in the wrong social media. Sometimes, Facebook tweeting and all that, political tweeting and corporate tweeting, this tweeting, that tweeting. Who is hearing you? What is the use? Right? How you and I can make a difference is what Mahatma Gandhi ji, father of Indian nation, told. Be the change you want to become, right? Something similar to that. Exactly. If you want, go Google it out. All that he's trying to say is, you be the change through whom everyone else is able to inherit that change. That's why he started that wonderful moment, right? To rebel against the Britishers. Get out of our country. We deserve freedom. We know how to run our country. We deserve independence. We don't need you to control us. We will not pay you tax. And what a big movement it became. And that's the primary reason why you and I have Happy Independence Day celebration, which happened a couple of days ago. Isn't it true? Yes, it is. But then you need to pick the right channel. And some people, they have only a monologue. I will continue to express my thoughts. You all keep listening. That's not right. Monologue. Only dictators can adopt to that culture. But if you are a person normal human being, right? Dictators are normal, not normal human being. Our history of the world, not just India, history of the world witnessed the names of dictators. You go research their lives, you will understand that they were not normal. They were like psychopath. They had some issues of the past, and they got into that kind of mode. Normal human beings always would love dialogues, and if that is a dialogue oriented mindset, you will be a good listener. The more you talk, the more you express your thoughts, you will also be a good listener. These are the do's and don'ts I've already explained. Pick the right person, pick the right channel, pick the right forum. Don't keep, because I want to be vocal, I want everyone to hear me and all that. Everyone will hear you, but you also need to consider the repercussions, the consequences of you being vocal. Sometimes you have to ask questions to the leader in private forum. Maybe you ask for a one-on-one, which you don't want others to hear. This requires a little bit of guidance. But sometimes you need to be vocal in public. Why? Because it may be a common problem. Transportation is a common problem. Food related matters, common problem. Canteen food is not good. Then you have every right to voice it out. But you have a problem with your leader, with a kind of pronunciation, or you're not able to understand, or probably there is some problem where it is related to a person. Then deal with that person in private. Don't make it public. These are all common sense related topics. If you have some common sense, you don't need any guidance, right? I'm using a strong word, but unfortunately a lot of people lack in common sense. In the name of being vocal and expression, I have the liberty to do express what I want, because I told you, right, my freedom is in the expression of my thoughts. Which means, if I'm not expressing my thoughts, what, am I a slave to you? No. Don't get offended like this, right? You can express, but to whom, when, where, how? Mannerism also matters sometimes. So some people are, so I'm talking about don'ts, right? Some people are very rude. They are literally sharp in their language. The choice of words you pick, the choice and the mannerism, your body language, the way how you contact, this is all part of the expressions. Expression alone cannot be looked at in a singular tense. But what are all the associated parameters of that expression will also have to be carefully reviewed. And that's what makes not only you a better person, but it makes you a stronger person. And not only that, you are such an inspiration. You're such an inspiration to all the followers. Could be that you are husband to a wife, and your parent to father to a few children, and you are a manager or whatever. There are a lot of people who are looking at you, and they follow in the right pathway, and you are such an inspiration, channel of inspiration, and you are such a great leader, a role model. Otherwise, you are a bad example to your children. Your children will also inherit the same practice. My father also screams like this. My father uses the same language, same F words. I will also pick, no problem. My father is fagging in the middle of the house. Why not me? All these things will continue. It's an inheritance. There is a mannerism. There is a method. To whom should I talk? How should I talk? What should I talk? Where should I talk? Right? You really need to kind of bring in all these parameters into consideration, and you can still be vocal. You still have the liberty. Who is saying you should not talk? But you got to follow these do's and don'ts. Very, very important. Yeah, expression is your liberty. Expression, being vocal, is your freedom. Yeah, you have every right to be vocal and be free to talk. But then also consider these parameters, which will not only make you a better person, but others will value your thoughts. When some people say that, no, I keep talking, I keep expressing, nobody listens to me. Why? Because you have not followed these norms. That's why nobody listens to you. All right. I think we covered pretty much. This is all I had to discuss because it's a very important nomenclature in life. Your freedom lies in your thoughts, and your thoughts should never be compressed or suppressed. Otherwise, over a period of time, you will vanish. Yeah, nobody remembers you. You will never stay in your profession. People will literally ask you to leave your job. Even your marital life will become a problem. You can never be a good father. You can never be a good husband. You got to be vocal, but you got to follow these norms. All right. God bless you. Thank you very much for your time, and subscribe if you have not. You will start receiving automatic notifications. Very important to subscribe because that's when you will know what videos we are receiving, we are releasing, right? And share this channel details and the videos you watch with whomever you know, because it's very important to take others along with us. What we are doing here is only to build the society, to build the mankind, regardless of gender, religion, culture, and language. Does not matter. At the end of the day, we are all human beings. We are all brothers and sisters, and it's our important duty and responsibility to help one another. Only then the world grows. Only then the society is built up, right? Otherwise, the society will vanish. The world will die down if we are not able to help one another. All right. That's why I'm saying share these videos you watch with whomever you know, and that's all I had. Talk to you very soon. Take care, and continue to stay in confidence. Continue to stay in hope. Nothing is impossible. Anything and everything you can overcome, and it is possible. Thank you very much. Namaste.